The JP livestream just finished last night, and what a livestream it was! With more than 20,000 live viewers, 48,000 chat comments, and already over 260,000 views, suffice to say there was a huge amount of interest in the latest Wuthering Waves news. The livestream kicked off with the previously released trailer, then MC Ryoden came out to a live audience at the Red Studio in Tokyo Tower to introduce the guests. The voice actors for Verina, Jianxin, and Jian, followed by the biggest cosplayer in Japan, Enako, in an amazing Yang cosplay. Hot damn, she looks good. And the YouTube influencer Moko. Moko was a very controversial addition to the lineup, with many people worried about him and his massive following. You either love him or you absolutely hate the guy. In that sense, he's basically the Japanese Tectone. But unlike Tectone, he's not really known for being a gacha or action game player, but more on the casual side of gaming. So many people were confused as to why he was in the lineup at all. Though let's be honest, Kuro got him for his huge following of over 1.5 million subscribers. They really wanted his viewers to see what they had to offer. And did they show up? The chat was getting flooded with cow emojis right from the start. The cow emoji is a common signifier for people in his community. By the way, they use pig emojis when talking about Genshin. Make of that what you will. But they weren't the only ones in the chat last night. There were so many non-JP chatters in there going nuts with excitement that I often saw some of the JP getting frustrated about the situation, saying things like, there's a lot of posts from overseas. Why are there more foreigners in here than Japanese? Just block the foreigner spam. Do these guys even understand Japanese? Something I was particularly surprised by was the amount of Russian commenters in there too. It seems there's a lot of Russian interest in Wuthering Waves. Who knew? The Moko fans were actually trying to trick the Russians into spamming their emote by saying it means that they want to add Russian to the game. That was pretty funny. Anyway, after the guests came out and introduced themselves, Enako came out front and center to show off her absolutely astounding Yang cosplay. I was particularly impressed with her feathers. Thanks, Moko. They introduced an online campaign to get Wuthering Waves merch by following the official JP Twitter and tweeting with this hashtag here. The voice actor for Jianxin even showed off one of the plushies. I mean, just look at it. It's so cute and adorable. I just want to keep it safe and oh, Burby Yang, no! After that, they moved on to explaining what Wuthering Waves was. So, Moko, what kind of game is Wuthering Waves? Thanks, Moko. Ryoden gave an actual explanation for those that didn't know. An open-world action RPG rumored to be the killer of certain impacts. Then Jian's voice actor gave a line read in character. And this is touching on one of the problems that JP has with Wuthering Waves so far. With Kuro Games using difficult or obscure kanji, it was making it hard for Japanese players to get into and follow along with the story during the closed beta test. This example, however, the word hime isn't a particularly difficult word, but it's not being used in its traditional sense. Checking out the official EN Twitter, it seems the official English translation they're going with is lament. Point being is that Kuro Games are trying to get out ahead of this to make JP feel more comfortable about the lore and jargon that they might come across during the game. Thanks, Moko. While introducing the world of Wuthering Waves, we got our first sneak peek into an entirely new area that wasn't in the closed beta. There's this huge floating thing right here in the center which kind of looks like a giant crownless, if I'm honest. The Japanese name is Hokuraku Nohara, with kanji which means north, fall, and field, respectively. The English name is North Fall Barrens. And after debuting that new area, they also debuted a brand new music video game trailer. The trailer features all the characters we currently know, the characters we just found out about, as well as a couple of brand new characters that hadn't been officially announced. The video was a big hit, with people commenting on the impressive graphics, action sequences, and the music accompanying it, sung by Tamaki Nami. Adding onto these goosebumps, we got live line reads by the voice actors which sent shivers down my spine. Chat was also going nuts with high praise for such high quality voice acting. It was funny when Jian's voice actor was just about to give spoilers on Jian's backstory, but got shut down off camera. After showing off the plethora of bosses to fight in game, they finished off with the latest boss which wasn't in the beta. Now I couldn't hear the name clearly at the time, but according to the closed captions on YouTube, they say the name of this boss is Mumosha. Cool. What does that mean? Hairless. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't sound as good in English, does it? Damn, she really got done dirty by the YouTube auto captions. It seems the chat was also a little unsure what the name actually was. For example, a couple of people heard Mubosha, meaning reckless. Again, it just goes to the importance of kanji in Japanese. Fortunately for me, the English livestream is happening right now as I am writing this. So we now know that the boss's name is in fact Dreamless. Much better. I mean, hairless? Seriously? They continued on to show the freedom of movement while exploring the world. A combination of grappling hooks, gliders, vaults, and flips onto the top of buildings really impressed the viewers. Even more so when they made mention about how stamina doesn't run out while doing so. Then they moved on to the combat system to talk about the parries, dodges, and fast-paced action with easy controls. Thanks, Moko. After that, we got another new trailer showing off the world and characters, along with what we think to be a new antagonist in this world, as well as the debut of the Wuthering Waves mascot. In my previous video about what does Japan want from Wuthering Waves, I mentioned that I did hear some people asking for a mascot, so they got their wish. Hopefully this one won't make me want to rip my ears off every time they speak. A stream of kawaii flooded the chat though, so it looks like Japan is alright with it. For now anyway. I'm keeping my eye on you, you adorable furry little. Character stories were announced for Yinlin, Jian and Lingyang, as well as explanations for the Wuthering Waves endgame content, limited events such as the parkour, and other event rewards. All of these events had chat saying that they looked fun and interesting. Now the next section is what a lot of people were really looking forward to. The official announcements for the pre-registration, login bonus and other rewards on launch for all players, which includes a guaranteed standard banner 5-star character after just 40 pulls. The Jianxin VA seemed to be amused by her character's ahoge protruding out of the backdrop. Yeah, that's true, it was very cute and Jian is the first limited banner character to drop on launch, followed soon by Yinlin. Now at this point we were an hour into the livestream and the guests were starting to get tired. So they had everyone shake their pen lights to welcome in a very cool video showing off all the advertising they had been doing around Tokyo in the Shibuya, Shinjuku, Ikebukuro and Akihabara area. So what do you think about the video, Moko? Thanks, Moko. And after that they announced the first prize for the Twitter campaign is a crownless figure, and I gotta be honest, it looks freaking badass. The things I would do to get my hands on that, you don't even want to know. Well, maybe I do. No. You really don't. Anyway, they also announced that they will have a Yang figure too. Unfortunately, they didn't have any photos for us to take a look at. Then they went into a quick recap about the combat system while they got Moko ready to play the game in a battle against Scar. The deal was that if he beats Scar, then they would double the amount of rewards up for grabs on the Twitter campaign. Sure you will. He did beat Scar eventually, so at least he got the rewards for us. Thanks, Moko. After that, they had the voice actors showcase the Gulp-Off race minigame. Verina's voice actor cleared it, but drowned. Jianxin's voice actor thought that fish were better off flying, and Jian's voice actor tried continuously headbutting the boulder and failed. Though they did give him a second chance in which he did much better, but it seems he wanted a big, flashy V for victory on the screen. Then they showed a skit from Moko in which he had some of the worst lip syncing I've ever seen since watching some of those old 80s kung fu movies. The cringiest kiss POV scene I have ever seen. He green screened himself waking up from a bed. Could you not find a bed anywhere to film that in camera? Or just even use a bench? And somehow playing Wuthering Waves one-handed. I'll get back to this later. Finishing up, they announced a collaboration with the JP side of Nijisanji. I repeat, the JP side of Nijisanji. Not EN. Even still though, yikes. It seems 9 members from Nijisanji Japan will be live streaming their gameplay of Wuthering Waves on launch day. They'll stream consecutively one after the other, not at the same time. The guests gave their final comments one by one. Thanks, Moko. And they announced when the pre-download will be available on May 21st, 7 PM Japan Standard Time. And although they didn't announce when the servers would go live, I've since found out that the servers will go live on May 23rd at 10 AM China Taiwan time. Then they waved us all goodbye, and just as we all thought that was everything, including me, we get a surprise message from Solon expressing his thanks to everyone all around the world for their continued support over the past 3 years, and dropped an extra 20 pulls for every rover, 10 standard and 10 limited banner pulls. All capped up with a special message from Tamaki Nami, who sang the song earlier in the stream. And that was the whole 2-hour live stream. It was a lot of information and I started losing my voice towards the end of it. I mean, I'm still kind of recovering right now. That's why I sound a bit strange. Talking non-stop providing translations for this for 2 hours straight, it's not easy. I'll leave a link with a full summary of all the details, including countdown timers for both pre-download and official launch in the description. But what did Japan think about the live stream? Well, as of recording this video, there aren't many videos out there just yet. But judging from what I can see and the comments so far, on the whole, it seems that they're very excited for Wuthering Waves. As I mentioned in the CBT2 video, they're really interested in the combat, movement, exploration, etc. And while we might not really want a mascot character, it seems JP are much more open and happy about it, for better or worse. In regards to the Japanese reaction to the livestream as a whole, this one comment summarized it best. Gameplay? S. Visuals? S. Livestream planning? B-. As expected, it seems a lot of people weren't too happy with Moko being included in the lineup of guests. Currently, the top voted comment on the livestream is this one saying, "Moko is just too much, I'm losing interest in playing this game," which started an argument in the replies. Like I said at the beginning, Moko is a very divisive streamer. You either love him or you hate him. You'll know which one you are if you watch the little skit he did. Apparently, someone from Kuro showed him a video and asked him to do something similar. So he did. Now, I don't know if that was like suddenly thrust upon him, but even if it was, does that really excuse anything? Seriously, could you not have filmed yourself lying down on a couch or something? And it seems I wasn't the only one that didn't find it funny. I even saw some people saying that they were more amused by the foreign reaction to the skit in the comments. Even Moko himself was checking out the comments and saw how much of a negative reaction he was getting. If you couldn't tell, I didn't particularly enjoy it. It was just weird and not remotely funny for me. And his comments throughout the livestream seemed uninspired, uninteresting, and completely phoned in. It's a shame to say that, but I think Kuro really missed the mark by inviting him on. But still, official release is in 2 days with many more livestreams ahead, so let's hope they do better in the future. If you're interested, I will leave a link to my 5-hour livestream watch party in which I had over 3,300 viewers to come see my live translation. I thought I'd get 100, maybe 200, max. Boy, was I in for a surprise. But still, a huge thank you to everyone that stopped by. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully I wasn't too annoying. I did my best to translate in real time. We had fun with the trailer reactions and making a hotness tier list that I got seriously hate for. Also, I now have a Discord server. I didn't think I'd need one of these for a long time, but yet here we are. Huge shout out to Ged, by the way. He basically just set up the entire thing by themselves. Definitely saved my boomer ass. So if you want to join that to talk about all things Wuthering Waves, or even Genshin or Honkai Star Rail, check out the link in the description. So until next time, I will see you in the next video. Peace.